For decades now, China has been a major power broker in global politics and economy. In Brazil, the relationship between the two countries goes back much further than 2021. Since 2012, China has been Brazil's biggest trade partner and has only increased its influence as years go by. In 2020 alone, China bought the equivalent of $67.7 billion of goods from Brazil, almost a third of the country's total exports. But it was only in 2021 that the majority of Brazilians got used to seeing ads like these. Welcome to the third episode of Brazil Rewind, a mini-series recapping the stories that defined Brazil in 2021. Today, we're talking about China's influence on the Brazilian market this year. The pandemic led to a few sour notes in the relationship between China and Jair Bolsonaro's Brazil, with Economy Minister Paulo Guedes going as far as suggesting that the coronavirus was a Beijing invention. But when it comes to the economy, China's reputation in Brazil is only getting better. A prime example is Chinese social media platform TikTok. In 2021, Brazil became the world's second biggest user of the video-based app. And operating in Brazil for a decade already, Chinese e-commerce site AliExpress recently announced it would open a platform for Brazilian retailers, competing directly with Latin American companies such as Magazine Luiza and Mercado Libre. And Chinese exports have a decisive impact on Brazil's entire production chain. In September, China banned shipments of Brazilian beef after 2 atypical cases of mad cow disease in the country. By the end of November, with the ban still in place, Brazilian beef exports had fallen by 47%. And China is also one of Brazil's biggest foreign investors. Since 2007, China has invested over $66.1 billion in the country. Almost half of all Chinese investment in Latin America has been funneled into Brazil. In the space of almost 15 years, Chinese companies have invested in all 5 Brazilian regions, with confirmed projects in 23 of its 27 state capitals. Between 2003 and 2020, around 34.5 million people were employed due to new Chinese ventures in Brazil. Rio de Janeiro is now also home to Brazil's first Chinese school. And while the project originally sought to cater to the local Chinese expat population, the majority of the school's students are Brazilian. Mauricio Santoro, political scientist and international relations professor at the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro, explained this phenomenon to the Brazilian report. The fact that Rio de Janeiro's elite are putting their kids in the school is a soft power gain for China. In the past, they would have put their children in American or British schools. Of course, China is only one of the major countries that influences Brazil's economy. If you want to be updated on the latest economic trends in the country, check out Brazilian.report. Like, share and subscribe for more videos on everything Brazil.